Hey beautiful butterflies, welcome to my YouTube channel Blissful Metamorphosis. My name is Guadalupe and today I want to talk about the third agreement written by Don Miguel Ruiz. Now the third agreement talks about not making assumptions. We've all made assumptions, so don't feel bad. I am notorious for making assumptions about myself, about other people, because sometimes I just become insecure. And this is where making assumptions stems from, is making the wrong idea in our head about a certain person or situation because, you know, we may have certain insecurities. Now, it's important not to make assumptions, because when we make an assumption in our head about someone or a situation, we go and we tell everybody, and it becomes a mitote, like Don Miguel Ruiz calls it, mitote chisme, it's gossip. So when we have predetermined an idea about someone, then we tell everyone, but we might be wrong. I apologize about the noise out there. It's noonish where I live, and they're cutting the grass and everything. So a lot of the times, like I was saying, when we make assumptions, it turns into gossip because we go and we tell everybody, and we might be wrong. It's important to ask for clarification. A lot of times we're afraid to ask someone to clarify something that they said, because maybe we're wrong. Maybe they said something to us and we made the most horrible assumption about it, and our thoughts just went south when in reality they meant something different. That's happened to me a lot. But I'm learning to ask people, what did you mean by that? What are you trying to tell me? Can you clarify? This gives them an opportunity to open up to you about it, because maybe they're afraid to hurt you, or maybe they just said it the way that they said it without thinking about it. Assumptions can cause emotional pain. It can cause suffering because of something that someone said to you. You're over here at home thinking the worst. You've made this assumption that someone doesn't like you, that someone doesn't want to hang out with you, that someone doesn't care about you. You're just thinking the worst, and you're creating your own pain. Okay? It's like you're ruminating and you're going in a circle in your head about what they said, but you're wrong. And you're spending way too much time assuming something that is not reality. It's only reality in your head. So it's causing you pain. A lot of times when we make assumptions, we only see what we want to see, and we only hear what we want to hear. Okay? I do this, and I've been told that I do this. My mother, she's told me several times that I do this, and other people in my life that love me. And it's true. I'm not afraid to admit it. A lot of times I give greater importance to the assumptions I'm making, even if they're wrong, because I want to be right. And I'm working on that. And so can you. The truth will eventually reveal itself. The truth will come out about a certain situation or person, and it'll let us know that the assumption we made is incorrect. Has that ever happened to you, where you've assumed something about someone or somebody, a situation, a group of people, And then later they just do something that is way opposite and different than what you assumed, and it proves you wrong. Like maybe you assumed that person is not a good person, or they're mean, or they suck, but then they did something kind. So your assumption was wrong. That's happened to me before, okay? Where I picked up on an energy and I made an assumption, but maybe that energy that I picked up on wasn't even from them. Maybe it was the person that they dealt with earlier, or someone around them, okay, if you're an empath. So we have to be careful with that. And a lot of times we have these distorted thoughts, and they become a dream, a fantasy in our head. So we create this distorted, inaccurate reality in our head about people and situations. And it can be very painful, and it can create depression. It can create isolation and loneliness, okay? This is where it gets a little iffy for me, because according to the law of attraction, you know, you're supposed to have positive thoughts about people and situations, okay, to attract the good. It becomes a little iffy for me, because if we're supposed to make good assumptions about people in order to attract them, why do some people get so caught up on the SP or the X when there are so many people out there that we can attract? Why are people using the law of attraction to try and control people? Why are they using it that way? They could be looking straight in your eye and saying in their head, "You are mine. I have manifested you. You are stuck on me and you cannot live without me." Ooh. To me, that's like a form of control. I'm sorry, folks, especially for those of you who swear by the law of attraction. I believe in the law of attraction, okay? Don't get me wrong. But I believe personally, by experience, that if someone has come into your life, like an ex, someone you've dated, personally, I'm going to let them go. I'm going to let them grow, and I'm going to grow myself, and I'm going to assume that the universe will send me someone better. I'm going to assume that I am worthy and deserving of someone who loves me for who I am and accepts me and encourages me and wants me to grow in order to attract someone better. Now, if I ended up attracting that same person, then it was meant to be, but I'm not going to force it. Because like Don Miguel Ruiz expresses, words are impeccable and they can be used as white magic or black magic. And I think that the law of assumption works that way as well, whether you agree with me or not. Anyway, I just had to rant about that before I go on, okay? I think Don Miguel Ruiz is addressing assumptions when it comes to not thinking the worst, or not thinking something that isn't there, so that you don't get your feelings hurt. That's why it's important when dealing with people in communication to ask for clarification. What did you mean? What do you want? What do you think? Okay, I think this is what he's referring to. Now, assumptions create expectations. Okay, so when we're dealing with people on a daily basis and we make assumptions, a lot of times, we are expecting a certain behavior from that person. We're expecting something in return. And when you have expectations where you are expecting something, it's easy to get hurt. So someone said, or a lot of people say, it's better not to expect anything. So again, this is where it kind of meshes in with what I said earlier about the law of attraction. It's like, I'm just thinking to myself, when we're using the law of attraction, we are, in a way, expecting. So maybe when we're trying to attract someone or something, we just really need to let go of everything. And instead of expecting, we need to leave an open mind and an open heart for the universe to be able to bless us. Because what we desire and want is already on the way. It's already coming to us, but we're saying, I am open to receiving what is best for me. You can put it out there. If you want someone, it happens to be your ex, you can say, I desire this person, but if it's not meant for me or the highest good, then may someone better come. I always leave room for that. Because I think with the law of manifestation, we can become too prideful and full of ego and cocky. And we don't let the universe work. Okay? It's not that the law of attraction doesn't work. It does. But I think a lot of people feel disappointed when they don't see anything happening and they're affirming daily because they're not leaving that room for the universe to really work. And they're not taking any steps to better themselves. They're just putting it out there without an open heart and expecting to get that one thing in that shape and form when the universe maybe has a better shape and form for you. That's what I think. A lot of times we don't say what we want and what we need. I've been guilty of this because we're afraid that someone's going to say no. But the word no is not the worst thing you can hear. It's a good thing because now you know it's no and you can move on and ask someone else. You don't have to be hurt about it or put yourself down. Okay? It's important to do that. And if somebody asks you something and you say no or yes, it's okay. It works both ways. Okay? We need to give people that space to be able to say yes or no. We need to have the courage to ask questions. A lot of times we're afraid to ask questions because we're afraid of what the answer is going to be. Maybe because we had an expectation or we made an assumption, but it's okay. Ask questions so that you know the truth and that way you can move forward. So it's like if you ask someone out and they say no, now you know and you can move forward. It's not really that bad, guys. So we don't have to destroy relationships. We don't have to destroy relationships to defend our point of view based on the assumption we've made. A lot of times we need to just drop the ego and the pride, take a step back, and really find out where people are coming from. Really try to understand what people mean and what they don't mean, whether it fits our agenda or not, okay? Because a lot of times we have this agenda. We have something that we want, and we want it now. And that's not how it works, especially if you're using the law of manifestation for that. A lot of times we make assumptions about ourselves. We assume the worst about ourselves. We think we're not beautiful, we're not enough, we're not worthy, we're not deserving. But we are. What makes us so special that we wouldn't be? You know? What makes you so special to think that you're the worst person on planet Earth because of things you've done? You're not. We need to forgive ourselves. A lot of times we lie to ourselves about what we truly want. We might be in a relationship, a karmic relationship, where we're just stuck and we keep doing it year after year after year. We keep putting up with the BS with the same person and allowing for disrespect, and we're not really communicating what we want. I've done that before. In most of my relationships, I've felt like I was being fake because I really wasn't saying what I wanted and what I didn't want, because I was afraid that I was going to lose this person and I would be abandoned and I would be alone. If people walk away, let them walk away. And the worst thing you can do is be dependent, codependent on someone to provide for your needs. And that's the only reason you're with them. That's not real happiness. Mistakes. A lot of times we make the mistake of thinking or assuming that our love, loyalty, and dedication can change someone, especially if we're with the karmic and we've been with them for years. We think that we're going to change them. But Don Miguel Ruiz talks about, what if you just find someone that matches all the qualities that you desire already, so you don't have to change them? What if you just focus on manifesting that and using the law of attraction for that? You know, universe, send me someone who respects me and loves to play guitar and is a magic practitioner, a witch, and supports me in every shape and form. Thank you for this person that's on their way. What if we just affirm that and left that open heart for that person, and we let go of the old person? Just an idea. It becomes very difficult when we don't express what we truly want and desire, because we have to fit this fake image. We, in essence, are being fake, not only with ourselves, but with other people around us, if we don't really say what we want and what we don't want. We're afraid to stir the pot. I keep looking this way because there's a beautiful window and there's a beautiful tree and the leaves are turning brown. Summer's ending and fall is coming. It's time for change. Let's stop making horrible assumptions about other people and ourselves. Doesn't mean you're not going to go there. Sometimes you are, but realize that you're doing it and get yourself out of that mind space and just make better assumptions. This is the wisdom that I offer for today. This is something I'm currently working on, and I'm just inviting you to also work with me. Thank you for supporting my channel and for watching my videos. I wish you the best. Stay strong. Take care. Namaste.